Hello and welcome to the round one of the standard daily. This is weekly daily. This is Mateusz Myślicki, MiM's, and this is my weekly column for Mtgo Academy. We are in round one. We are on the draw. Our opponent kept. The hand is a little awkward because it doesn't have white for the champion, but again, my rule of checking if I'm keeping this is like, is this a6? I would always keep. This is definitely a6. I would always keep. So this one card extra. If I draw a white land, I have like 14 of them in the deck. I'm super good. If I don't, I'm still pretty fine. So I can mark my opponent is probably on some kind of controlling strategy. He usually is. So this hand is like not great against him, but I can't assume what he's playing. That's why I'm keeping like a pretty good hand. Yeah, so he's probably on Esper. Hopefully not on Turbo Fog. Basically any Esper is bad news for this hand. Electricity is gonna be like pretty useless. And we also drew the white land. So this is pretty lucky. So we paired against like our bad matchup in the round one. We don't draw. So this is blue white red. Probably the VFS version. I guess I'm gonna regret that I'm not having cover right now. Okay, not regretting this yet. Hopefully he's on VFS version because the old version of Reckoners is much better. It's much worse news for us. Sorry. Okay. So in case he drew the counter, I'm gonna play the cover right now. I'm drawing pretty well. Basically, the lands is like all I needed. Conscripts is also could also be useful in the late game against this deck. So for now we're pretty in the driver's seat. Garruk is gonna be pretty good here. It's not very good against him. I'm probably gonna side it out, but here's like a verdict right now. It's gonna be pretty useful. I wonder if he had it and just didn't cast it, or like if he drew it. I don't think he would pillard me if he had it. So I think he got a little lucky there, just drawing it. We're still pretty fine as long as he doesn't revelate us like next turn for 7. Have him on like turn 2 clock right now. His finisher, Aurelia, is pretty bad against us. Okay, so he wants to get rid of Garruk. That's reasonable. Garruk is definitely bad news for him. I wonder if he verdicts here. Oh, we're pretty unfortunate. He's playing. I'm assuming he's on VFS version. This version plays 2 verdicts only. So he would need to have like, yeah, great, Snapcaster. Oh, like the second verdict. Oh yeah, at least verdicts his 2 on creatures, so this is okay. Yeah, I'm gonna Searing Spear him. And then draw a land. Hopefully he doesn't have the Revelation in hand. This one, I'm assuming he drew the... I'm pumping this. I think he f6'd. Yeah. So he didn't draw the Revelation. As I said before, the final of the... Basically, if you see the Hallowed Fountain of this deck, it's not good news. But pre-board he has some useless cards. He has a lot of counter spells. He has, and we're playing for Cavern of Souls, obviously. He has only 2 verdicts. It's getting quite worse post-board when he has like 3 Staticasters, which are basically bad news. But this is definitely not a terrible matchup. I would much rather see a Reckoner deck or a Esper deck. So I guess I'm fine with this. I guess I just side out those. Not sure about Garuk Relentless. I mean, he's only on 3 Angels and like 2 Aurelia. And this is pretty good against like uh, I'm gonna leave it. This is pretty good against Staticaster and against Verdict. So yeah, I think I want Garuk in the deck. Thalia is obviously pretty good against him. Not so good as against Esper, but he's still mainly on like nearly mono non-creature plan. So I could also see game 1 that Wolf-Bitten Captive was pretty good. Like people argue that Experiment 1 is like always better, but my point is if you top deck Wolf-Bitten Captive and the situation is like nobody really has anything, it's pretty good because if your opponent doesn't play anything, you've got a 6/6 and something. That's exactly what happened in my in this game. So yeah, so that showed how the captive is pretty good, really. I think I'm also gonna leave like 1 Handmaster. I don't think I really want 3 Thalia, especially on the draw. And I can just tutor for Handmaster of Garuk. So our main plan is just to like play a lot of creatures, hope he doesn't have a Staticaster, and maybe I shouldn't just play Thalia at all. Maybe I should just, because I'm playing Garuk. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna play like 2 Oblivion Rings. He has very little threats in this deck. If I can just kill his Aurelia in the late game with Oblivion Ring, or just take the Staticaster early, it should be profitable. Like on draw, or Thalia isn't great because he just kills her with any removal, and it's not like it's gonna like impair his main plan, which is just removing everything, especially as he's playing Staticaster, and Thalia is not. Hey, something is wrong, because as you can see, our opponent didn't join the game. I'm gonna... Alright, so the chat is working for me, and I'm checking the lag this way, so this is like, if it shows my record, I should be in the game server. So, well, we're waiting. So I will, as long as we are waiting, I'm gonna talk a little bit about this matchup. As the deck will definitely be very popular right now. The blue white red without reckoners. It won both PTQs on this weekend, so it's obviously pretty well positioned. The old blue white red had like problems with beating junk. I know because I was like watching both PTQs that this actually beat 2 junk players in the top 8 of the last PTQ. So it's it's pretty okay against junk. It has clones which are very good against angels. It has like a lot of counters main deck, which is also pretty good against junk. It kills the dogs with like Staticaster. So, and Reckoner was pretty useless against junk. So I can understand how Reckoner got like how they got rid of Reckoner from this deck. And yeah, this is a pretty good idea against Chang. This is not very bad against. Okay, opponent just got back. This is not very bad against aggro, even if he lost game one. And people will probably play this deck, and I think that my deck has at least 50-50 against it. Like you saw him verdicting me twice game one, playing like 3 removal spells, and he still didn't get there. I'm obviously starting from the Pilgrim. I think I'll just play the Burning Tree and Mayor turn 2 and just hope he doesn't have the Staticaster. Yeah, that's definitely what I'm doing. I could just play the champion this time, but it would just dump. I need to commit to the board at, well, reasonably. Hopefully it's just not Staticaster. It's not great. Staticaster is very bad news for this deck, like very. Um, yeah, out of Silverblade, I guess. I think he's playing 3 Staticaster, unless he made some changes to the deck. The list that won the PTQ was playing 3. And like 2 Supreme Verdicts and 1 in the sideboard. I guess they're probably gonna up this. I don't see the reason why not to. Okay. Is he mana screwed? Yeah, he is. So, alright, so I could just completely commit to this board and just hope to kill him in like next turn if he doesn't draw a land. Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do. It's like, the thing is, he does probably have the verdict in his hand. I would assume that's why he kept. And like, if I don't commit to the board, sure, I've got some place after the verdict. Like, I just follow up with the champion and the mayor of our back. But if I don't commit to the board, on the other hand, I flip the mayor then. If I don't commit to the board, I just deal him 6 this turn. I flip the mayor. But then I'm pretty vulnerable to like 2 removal spells. Yeah, I think I just want to, like, if I play both of my creatures, what happens is if he doesn't draw a land and if he doesn't cast a verdict, I'm nearly sure to win next turn, basically. And if I just play around verdict, he might just eliminate me with like normal removal. This deck is like full of removals, so I guess I just prefer to like gamble here and hope he doesn't draw a land. And I think he didn't. Yeah, you have to sometimes risk with those decks, like play to your outs. He probably had like 50-50 to draw his land, yeah, and he concedes. So yeah, we got pretty lucky game 2. We played like a fair game 1, where we were able to rebuild after 2 Supreme Verdicts pretty well with Garuk and like with Volbit and Captive dead. And he also had to waste his angel to kill our Garuk, so that was also pretty good. Game 2, well, we just got lucky. He didn't draw a 4th land and he didn't cast a verdict. And also he didn't have the Staticaster. So this wasn't the best setup for him. Alright, so we are 1-0 in this and see you around 2.